friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I am bringing you episode 3 of a monthly series I'm doing here on my channel titled Random Ranking. And what I do is I grab my notebook that I have all of my palettes written down in, and I randomly generate 10 palettes out of this list with my random generator app on my other phone. And then I'm going to rank them for you just for funsies. I think people really enjoy ranking type videos, especially with eyeshadow palettes. And I have a weird quirk that it's hard for me to rank palettes. And so I just kind of wanted to challenge myself a little bit. I just thought this would be fun to do this monthly on my channel. At this point, I have 230 eyeshadow palettes in my collection. That's a lot of eyeshadow palettes, I know, a ton. But I am doing my Throwback Thursday series weekly here. And so I'm getting use out of older palettes doing that. And then I'm also planning on continuing to do multiple looks videos here on my channel. Currently, I am buzzing through my Ladybug Glow palettes. This look is look number 1 for my second 2-look video with the Mysteriosa quad from Ladybug Glow. This is at the end of my day, so this look may not look as good as it did this morning, but I think it held on pretty well, actually. There's, obviously 4 shades in the quad. And so I did a 2 looks video using 2 of the shades last week. And then I'm going to obviously use the other 2 shadows out of the quad for this 2 looks video that's coming up on Sunday. And I just love Ladybug Glow, but I'm going to continue to bring other palettes into, it's not really a series, but I'm going to continue to use my older palettes for multiple looks videos. Okay, we get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly generate, like I said, 10 palettes out of my list. Now, if I happen to generate a palette I haven't used yet, because there's, I think, 5 or 6 palettes I still have not used yet, I won't include that until I've used it. So I might have to skip stuff. And if I have already ranked a palette in the last 2 episodes, I'll just keep going until I generate something I haven't pulled into this series yet, right? Because I don't want to continually rank the same palettes. That's kind of dorky. So I've opened my notebook up to where I have all my eyeshadow palettes written down, because I have all my blushes written down in here, my bronzers, my highlighters, my singles. I think that's it. Okay, so let me get out my little trusty phone here and let's go into my random generator app. And I'm probably gonna have to put my glasses on. Let's just do that now because I can't see. Can't see nothing. Okay, so let's go in here and I'm going to go to how many? I think I do have 232, right? Is that, or 230, I mean, 231, pardon me. Okay, so let's go into number 1 to 231. Oh boy. And let's generate. Okay, the first one is number 173. Alrighty, let's see which palette that is. That is Rasha B, the Nile palette. I have not used that yet. Dang it. So let's generate another one. 27. All right. That was a big jump from, ooh, that's Blush Tribe Hasina 2. Yes, so I'm going to mark that off. The second palette is 186. Oh, geez, my glasses are super glary. Sorry, guys. 186, and that is the Steph's Pure palette. Woohoo! From Saints, Angels, Sinners. Well, I know where I'm going to rank that probably. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see. 218. All right. I don't know if I've used that one yet. Let's look. Let's look and see. I have not used that one yet. Okay. Let's keep generating. 62. I know I've used that one. I'm pretty sure. 62 is Catrice. Oops. Almost dropped a wipe on the floor. Catrice Blue Smoky Look. All right. Fun. So that's the third one, right? Yeah. Number 4, 172. Okay, let's see. 172. Oh, that's the Rock and Roll Beauty Ozzy Osbourne palette. Yeah. I love that palette. Okay. Number 5 is number 38. Try not to glare you guys with my glasses. Okay, 38 is the Blueberry Muffin palette. Halfway done. Okay. 117. 117. Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag. Ooh, I haven't used that often, or a lot, but I've used it a couple times. It's so nice. Okay, number 7, yeah? Number 58. Okay. I mean, I don't know that you guys want to see the numbers, but I just want to show you that I'm not like cheating or anything here. That is the ColourPop High Tide palette. I just used that in one of my recent Throwback Thursday videos, like a couple episodes ago, right? The 8th palette belongs to 176. Okay. And that is, ooh, the Saints, Angels, Sinners, Not Like Other Girls palette. I have used that one. That's lovely. Alrighty. This is the 9th palette. 162. Did I already pick 162? No, that's the Ofra Lotus palette. Okay. And the last one, we reached number 10. Let's see. 125. Okay. Flip this page over here, and that is, ooh, the Makeup by Lisa Raven's Castle palette. Ooh, this is a good mix of palettes. Okay, so I'm gonna go round those palettes up, rank them, and I'll tell you why I ranked them the way that I did. Hang tight. Okay, I rounded them up and I have ranked them. And of course, I rank them and then I kind of go, well, should I move some? And I'm like, no, leave them alone. I ranked them like this in this moment for a reason. And tomorrow, sure, I could rank these completely differently, but we're not doing this tomorrow. Okay, good. So let's start off, of course, with the lowest ranked palette and move on up to the number 1 ranked palette. Now, I don't dislike any of these palettes. I don't dislike any of the palettes I have in my collection, except for the Glam Light Red Freddy Krueger palette, but I'm gifting that to Marina. So, oh, I need to cross that off my list of palettes too. Okay, so let's start off with the 10th ranked palette, of course, and that is the Ofra Lotus palette. And my dear friend Julia sent this to me, and it is a really lovely neutral color story with some very pretty soft pops of color. And I've used it once, and I really did enjoy it. I really like the look that I put together. It's just more soft, more subtle. Some of the other color stories I grabbed for this episode just wow me a little bit more. But I'd never used an Ofra eyeshadow palette before getting this, and I really like it. I'd love to use this again. This will be coming in a Throwback Thursday video for sure. And of course, was just so touched and so thrilled that Julia sent this to me. So while I really enjoy it, it's just out of the other color stories for this ranking. I don't know why I have to explain it. It just is where it is, right? Okay, let's go to palette number 9, which is the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette. Now, I do want to explain why this is ranked 9th, because it's absolutely gorgeous, but I've used it twice. And I think I've primarily, well, I used that shade. Yes, I did. And this shade. But really, I've used more of the neutral palette or neutral shades out of this palette for whatever reason. I don't know why I haven't ventured over here really yet, except for these 2 shades. I did do, I think, a palette bingo for a collab on Instagram with a good friend. And then I just put a look together with it one day for work, I think, just a real quick look. And I used, more of the neutral shades. This is, I think, yeah, I used this when I worked in the dental field. And I don't know, I just gravitated to this side of the palette because my boss was kind of a jerk and didn't want me wearing bright, bold eyeshadows to work. Thank you. Lots of bosses are like that though. Come on, you guys. Anyway, get back into the video, Erica. This is a gorgeous palette. I really feel like the mattes and let me open it again. The mattes and the shimmers work really well. I just haven't used them enough to really rank it any higher. I feel like I need to have a little bit more experience with it. Number 8 belongs to the Ozzy Osbourne Bat Palette from Rock and Roll Beauty. Now, this brand, Rock and Roll Beauty, was absorbed by Revolution Beauty. And, it's okay. I just think this is such a cool palette. And, it's shaped like a bat. And look at this. We got Ozzy right here on the inside of the palette. Yeah. And this is a really fun color story. I like the mix of tones in here, but I will say that there are a couple of shimmers in here that are a little funky behaving. This one here and this one here, these two. They're a little bit more, I wouldn't say chalky. They're just not as wow as I kind of thought they were gonna be after looking at them in the palette. But I've created some really beautiful looks with this. I did a collab with Andy from Andy Does Stuff with this palette. I don't think she really enjoyed it. I don't think she really enjoys this palette as much as I do. But this satin shade right here is really nice. So's that one. This one is lovely. So there are some redeeming shades in this palette that make it, a little bit better than these two. This one and this one do. But I really like the mattes too. The mattes are very blendable and pigmented. So, you know, this maybe could have been ranked a little higher, but I'm leaving it where it is. Okay, number 7 belongs to the Catrice Cosmetics 5 in a Box Blue Smoky Look. And Nikki Raven sent this to me when it was first released. And actually, I think she sent it to me before it had been released in the United States. She lives in the Netherlands, right? I'm pretty sure. And it was just really touching that she sent it to me. She sent this one and the burgundy or vivid burgundy look 5 in a Box palette from Catrice Cosmetics. Gosh, hello. Can I talk today? I don't think I can. I don't think I can talk today. Sorry, I'm doing my best, but it's after work and I'm like, good night. Anyway, she sent both of the palettes to me right when I first started my channel, basically. And I thought that was really special. And I have not used this in quite some time, but I've used it probably 5-6 times, I think, and really enjoy it. And when she first sent it to me, blue shadows freaked me out because I just didn't know what to do with them. And now I know better what to do with them. So this shimmer right here, this blue shimmer is so pretty. And so's this. It's very lovely, and it's perfect for your inner corner or brow bone highlight or, you know, across your lid. And the mattes are lovely. Definitely a blue smoky look palette. Like the title of the palette fits the palette very well. Number 6 is the Hasina 2 palette from Blush Tribe. This was also a gift from Nikki Raven. She did an eyeshadow palette collection and declutter video. She mentions in that video that she's going to declutter her Blush Tribe palettes to a friend. And she reached out to me and said, did you watch that video? And I said, yes. And she said, well, you're the friend that I'm decluttering my Blush Tribe palettes to. Because I had been whining in the comment section of her past collection and declutter videos saying, oh, I wish I tried Blush Tribe. I never got to do, because they closed down. And so she spoiled me by sending me this and the Paulina palette. And look at how incredible this color story is. It's got my favorite tones of eyeshadows in here. Greens, blues, purples. Just love it. And when my daughter got married, she had a rehearsal dinner. I created a look with this palette that was one of my favorite eye looks I've ever created. You know, just I felt really pretty. I like the colors I put together. I don't remember what colors I put together. This will be coming also in a Throwback Thursday video. Absolutely. It sucks that this brand is no longer. It was Blush Tribe, then Miali Beauty, and then nothing. So, you know, it's a bummer. It really sucks. Okay, that was number 6, right? 10, oh no, 9, no. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, so the 5th palette, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, geez. The 5th palette belongs to Saints, Angels, Sinners, Not Like Other Girls. And this is their like tribute palette to the Grateful Dead. The bunny right here is supposed to be Jerry Garcia. Isn't that cute? And I'm from a town in Oregon that is extremely obsessed with the Grateful Dead. Like there are deadheads that live here. They used to come here every summer, my whole life, basically up until about, I don't know when they stopped coming. Well, even after Jerry Garcia passed away, they were still coming here, but I don't think they do anymore. But I mean, it's huge here, huge. And I've only used this palette one time, but I was so impressed with the shimmers, the mattes, this color combination. I actually did a collab with Sanez. What we did was we chose or picked out pictures of our younger selves and then recreated our looks from our younger selves now. Now, I really didn't wear a whole lot of makeup back then. I mean, I did have some makeup on in the picture that I chose, but what I kind of did was I chose a palette that had colors in it that represented the outfit I was wearing. That's all I could think of because I was like, do I even have makeup on? I did, but you know. Anyway, I just love this brand's shimmer formula. It is so opaque and beautiful and multi-chrome and metallic. Oh, just the goods, I'm telling you. And the mattes are lovely too. And Saints, Angels, Sinners, I will say, makes the best black matte that I've ever used. And it's very consistent in all of the palettes, all the Saints, Angels, Sinners palettes that has a black matte. It's that consistent, incredible, cat hair, black matte formula that I just love. So this wasn't easy, but that's where I'm ranking it. Number 4 belongs to the Makeup by Lisa Raven's Castle palette. Now, Makeup by Lisa is a UK indie brand, and I'm pretty sure it was the first UK indie brand I ever tried. I'm positive. And Steph was a huge, or is, not was, she is a huge fan of this brand, and she knows the brand owner very well. They're both actually from the Isle of Wight. And so when Steph and I really connected and started talking quite often, she recommended that I try this brand. And so I got the You're Out of This World palette initially, and then I picked up this palette. And those are the only two palettes I have from this brand, but I'd love to have all of the palettes. Steph has several Makeup by Lisa palettes. The Cool Toned Beauty, can you see the shades? It's pretty glary off my lights. The Cool Toned Beauty in this palette is just a wonderful experience to play with. Lavender, pink, silver, gray, the black matte too. It's wonderful because you can do a more subtle cool tone look, or you can do a more, vampy, I guess, cool tone look with this. And everything works really well in this palette. I think Steph and I have collabed twice using this palette. I'm pretty sure. Number 3 belongs to the High Tide palette from ColourPop. Now, of course, this is a monochromatic palette. Jeez, you guys, I'm sorry. Hopefully tomorrow morning when I film, I have my brain in gear. I'm like, do. I just love these shades. This is one of the best ColourPop palettes I have in my collection in terms of its formula. It's really nice. And this is an older palette, but you wouldn't know it. Like, I used the Going Coconuts for my Throwback Thursday, and you could tell some of those shades were a little old. But this palette has really stayed true to its youth, I guess. But I love the look that I put together for a Throwback Thursday with this palette. It was really fun, beautiful gradient. Everything works so well. The shimmers are gorgeous. The mattes are really nice, just a really fun monochromatic palette to play with. And, this would make an excellent companion palette for lots of other palettes in my collection. I might have to do that sometime. Number 2 belongs to the Blueberry Muffin palette from BH Cosmetics. This is one of my favorite BH Cosmetics palettes. This palette really kind of helped me get over my fear of blue eyeshadows because it's got, there's blues, but they're kind of like purpley blue. And for me, that was easier, less daunting, I guess, to play with than the true like blue eyeshadows. So this was like my cutting my teeth on blue eyeshadows palette, And I've collabed with Tina with this palette. I did a look for Throwback Thursday for my dear subscriber and friend Leona, and Jan Van helped me pick out the shades for that because I tend to gravitate towards like the purpley and blue shades in here, and Jan's like, why don't you try these shades? And she chose the more neutral shades out of this palette for me to use for that Throwback Thursday episode. I do, though, want to pull this back into a Throwback Thursday video and use the purpley bluesies in here for Leona, because I think that's kind of what she was thinking I would do. And then I mixed it up or switched it up. There we go. Switched it up. Geez. Hopefully tomorrow morning when I film, my brain is switched on. That would be good. My talking in this video is horrible. But yeah, it's just such a lovely palette. The color story, the quality, the formula, I think it's cute packaging, just fun. Now, of course, you guys know what I chose for number 1, duh, the Saints, Angels, Sinners, and Not Your Basic Steph collab, Steph's Pure palette. Of course, I had to. This is my favorite palette in my collection. Not just because it belongs to Steph, and not because I really enjoy the Saints, Angels, Sinners formula and palettes, and I'm friends with Darcy, the brand owner. That has nothing to do with it, I promise, although I know there are people, oh yes it is, that's the only reason why. No. If you guys have never seen this palette, feast your eyes on this beauty. Look at how gorgeous this is. Now this shade is a little crumbly, but I did press it back into the pen. I just don't want it to fall out again, because if it falls out again, it's gone. This is just such a fun palette, and I want to do another multiple looks video with this. Jan Van created a look with this palette that absolutely blew my socks into next week, and so I want to go back and watch her video and try to recreate that look. I don't know that I can, but I'm going to try it because it was just like the color combo she put together was just like, oh, Jan, you're a genius. But we have mattes up here, 2 rows of different formulated shimmers, and then a row of multi-chrome shimmers down here with different flips. Each of them is very unique and different. And I was so proud of Steph for putting this palette together. There was some kind of strange occurrences that went on, and she wasn't sure that she was going to be able to get this palette put together, and that's a long story, and it's her story to tell, not mine. But, she and Darcy really came together and got this made and obviously released it. And I do have a shade in here. It's right here called Nonny. I got to pick out the color and the shade name. That was really fun. very special to me because I am a Nonny now, the grandson, my baby. And yeah, this is just very special to me, and it truly is my favorite palette. It's perfection in a palette. I really feel that way, and that is my opinion. I'm entitled to it. All right, so that was episode 3 of Random Ranking, done and dusted, baby. Let me know what you think of how I rank these palettes. Let me know if you have any of these palettes in your collection and how you feel about them. And then get ready for episode number 4. It's coming next month. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. And I'll be hopefully a lot more rested and not make so many bloopers. Yeah. Bye.
Drop it.